EA Sports welcomes you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Cleveland Browns. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Okay, break. Deputy. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready.
They'll start the drive with Harris. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
And that's how you get started and open up a game. Really well-blocked play. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage. If you're the offensive line, that's exactly what you've talked about all week long in your meetings. Establish the line of scrimmage and take control. And they gave their running back plenty of room to rumble.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's White. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 45-yard line. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
So it looks like the red zone, but this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Cowboy 80. Cowboy 80. Ready.
Now White. And he comes back with one complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field, despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now White. That's out to Hill, right side complete. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback, it doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence and allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Harris. And the big boys up front. They're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll get it. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Saints 7, Browns nothing.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And this will be a touchback. That sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go, set. 45, wide. Ready.
Throwing to start the drive. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here we go. Set.
Off the play fake. Herrera. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Jake Moody now for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Jake Moody to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Throw left side, complete. That's Hill. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's White. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On the jump.
7-7, our score after one. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready, break. Get it. Bravo 80.
Here's White. Out route to Hill, complete. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
At the 29-yard line.
Viking 18. Come on. Hit.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Viking 18. Steady.
White looks to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Boy, shifts past him. And the Saints are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets him down to the 6-yard line. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
Now here's another carry for Harris. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Okay, ready.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Go. 18 Cardinal.
In motion, Hill. They'll try to run with Harris. And he's going to be shot back short of the goal line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
The ball placed just outside of the end zone as they come up again on another 3rd and goal. They'll go with the keeper. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints have taken the lead.
The kick is good.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down.
Now they'll audible to something else.
10 cycles. White. Ready?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Garcia. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Here we go. Set.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That'll be caught by St. Brown. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The Browns at 3-4 on the year coming into play. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
2nd and 6. Well, back foot throw there is incomplete.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back. I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7.
Okay,
so from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Let's go now. Ready?
Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. All right, so they'll march backwards on the illegal block in the back.
And that's always a really tough call for the official, and I tend to give the benefit of the doubt. Remember, a block from the side is legal, But that time, they made the determination that that one did come in the back.
97. Red, cycle.
Operating from the gun. Herrera. That's complete to Mooney. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
A gain of 11 brings up second down at the Saints' 14-yard line.
Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5.
Ready.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Set. Hunt. Set.
Looking to throw. Herrera. They set up the screen to Chubb. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Jake Moody now on for the field goal. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here.
A 35-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Come on, come on.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball, just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. A good spot to throw, and indeed they'll come out with 4 wide receivers here on 2nd and inches.
60, 77, go.
White. They'll get this on the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
3rd and 2.
Down. 50, green. Smack, red. Ready?
Back to throw. Herrera. Hard throw, incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Come back, Panther 60, Panther 60.
To throw, White. He's got his target. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
It's a gain of 23 yards. 1st down.
Looking to throw. White. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
On 2nd and 10. White. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Here we go, here we go. Cut up, 60 Eagles.
Up the middle they go. Garrison. And for the moment, this will be a 1st down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. Now a 3rd and 6.
Here we go, set, go.
The play fake, now White. That is caught. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 37.
1st down. A gain of 13 yards. And the Saints 1st down.
19-8.
White off play action. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And now a timeout called defensively. They'll look to throw again. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there.
Still going inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Marquise Brown, an even 90 yards. And the Browns have taken the lead here this third quarter. Moody good with the extra point. And it's now 17-14.
17. Saints 14.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. First and 10. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Brings up second.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And now third down and 6 to go.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
Here we go.
It's a gain of 10.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tyreek Hill, 43 yards. And the Saints have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Browns 17.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
Ready?
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get it.
And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the fourth.
Okay, break.
From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 3.
Set.
And Chubb will try to go here. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
My high school football coach was very fond of saying, you've got to meet force with force. And on a short yardage running play, that's what you're going to encounter. And how about them picking up the first down on that one?
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Hey, red. Black, 95. Green jack. Set, go.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 29-yard line.
Gain of 14 yards.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Here we go, set.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Set.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Now he's going to step up and run. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Back to throw. Herrera. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Ready, ready. Hut, hut.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. The Browns on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
45, White. Ready.
Looking to throw. Herrera. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Yoda Saker. And the Saints are going to get the football back at their own 17.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
On the jump.
Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go, here we go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 70 Timberwolves. Ready.
Off play action, here's White. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion.
Let's go now.
Harris running straight ahead. The limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
And this is the worry because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
Now White. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now White. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 79 yards. And the Saints are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Oh, that's sweet.
What an effort. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Here we go. Here we go. Red 50, green. Blue striker. Cut.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch.
On the ball. On the ball. 5.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now 2nd down and a few inches.
Come on, set.
Back to throw. Herrera. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the Browns first down.
2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly a must. It's 1st and 10.
Ready.
Off play action. Herrera. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Here's 1st and 10.
Ready. 33, yellow. Flight blue. Ready.
Back to throw again.
Open man is to net the tight end.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
Here's 1st down.
Browns first down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved.
Penalties not what they needed here. 1st and 15.
Let's go. Yellow, 43. Claws red. Smash, red. Hey, blue.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Ready. Needle blip black. Ready.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Ready.
What can they draw up now? Time to find out on a 3rd and 8.
Here we go. Set.
off the play fake. Herrera. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Jake Moody now on for the field goal.
This to get it back to a one-score game. And this one is right through. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an outside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
It's a gain
A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Well, that was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. White looks to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Ready up.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Go.
Here's White. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
Black shot. Down. Green jack.
Throwing to start the drive. Herrera. Now he's going to step up and run. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready, ready. Ready. 18, got Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Let's go.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be.